Father in heaven, we thank you that for this opportunity to study and improve our skills for the Pathfinder leadership. We pray that thou would be with us as we go through these resources. In thy name. Okay, this is the Pathfinder Leadership Award Training resource materials. Now, a number of these come from the book. Beginning of this, it starts. You are the same yesterday as you are. You are the same tomorrow as you are today, except for the people you meet and the books you read. So, I'm going to talk about resources. Now, there's three major resources that are needed. People, under people, we have church members, community, state resources, federal government resources, etc. Another type is the printed material, your books, your magazines, your newspapers, and then you have your media, which is videos, CDs, DVDs, and internet. Now, these are the three main types that are immediately available to you, and we're going to talk about them. First, of course, in our denomination, your church members. They may have hobbies, skills, talents that you can motivate. I know for Explorers class they had one bookmark, Bible marking, and honor. And so I went to some of the church members and asked, what could you do? And there was a young elder that said, I could do the Bible marking because I'm teaching the adults. So I said, okay, please. And it was the church, they responded, differently. They said, oh, they went through one, but the first part, and then they said, we want to choose one. And they said, how about spirit of prophecy? And he made it like a sandwich. And they just enjoyed that. It was far better than I could have done. And then there was another one, even though you don't have the, it's not an honor. Well, they're fishing, but we teach fishing differently. There was one of the church members who liked to fish. We made it an outing. And from that, they got, some of them went out there, caught the fish, gonna reel it in right fast. Lost the fish. I said, you can't do that. You gotta reel it in a little, let it run, reel it in a little. And he brought out the fact, you know what? This is why Jesus said we have to be fishers of men. Not hunters, bang, shoot, dead. It doesn't happen that way, easy. And the different talents, you can even partner with other churches. We did one with CPR, and the person at another church knew how to CPR and different things, so those go. Now, conference resources. I bet you, but I found they are very, very helpful. Very helpful. You ask out something, and they will over backwards to do it. The Pathfinder department, the Young People's department, the Temperance department, where you have all sorts of things for temperance and health living.
Question, what kind of resources are in the resource library of the conference?
Well, you have books, sometimes even videos, especially nature. When Dodge was at Nature Art, even how to teach things. They even have, yeah, how to teach different.
What department's that under here?
Pathfinders.
Pathfinders has its own office in this conferences?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Even your union office down the street there. Yeah. And in Washington, I went up to the one general conference. Well, here's the union one. Yeah, they'll give you seminars, workshops. They'll even come. I mean, if you they'll a seminar on it, particular thing, all kept right in your church. You. And so forth. Yeah. And the general, okay, this is the division. You have Adventist source. Now this, those CDs, a set of 4 CDs, very helpful. Very, very helpful. Gives you ideas on all things. All this is listed in your general conference. That they have a tremendous library in Silver Spring. Went there, even and I was surprised, even the secretaries in the department, they'll help you. You know, yeah, you get they help with resources. And of course, we have our source here at Andrews University, the Center for Youth Evangelism. And you also have La Sierra College. In the book they had a different name, but when I looked it up, it changes Hancock Center for Youth and Family Ministries. And that's a new website. That's all in the now you have community, the book, the magazines, the scouts. That's all on page 3, no, page 2 of your resources and so forth. Now the YMCA, most of the time they have, I haven't found a YWCA in my area, but the YMCA will give some classes, some and all, even to the swimming and the other classes. We've done it with swimming there. And that's it, yeah. So and they are very, very helpful. I've even gone into, as far as the public schools, we were doing presidential fitness. I went to the gym teachers in the schools where my kids were, told them this is what we're doing, will you? And they tested the kid. Sent me back a report, and they were glad. They got this certificate, they got the emblem, and so forth. So, and they were very happy to you know. And other professional organizations will help. The hobby shop named Michael's, wanted to do rockets. Michael said, we'll get. They did a class, and it was like $3 each. And the kids built the rocket, and then when we got back, we could shoot it. So you don't have to do everything. You look around and you have your resources and all. And the professional organizations, from Red Cross came and taught our Red Cross companion class, the basics. They add no fee. You can add public officers. The museums now, one museum, tremendous lower price, let us in. And we have Cranbrook in Detroit, and all the stars they had that show and different things. So if you ask, please ask. I haven't had anybody say no. They'll lower the fee. You have so many, and even at Cranbrook they had a bat. Yeah, the fruit bats. And you saw the cages and different things. I said, oh, yeah. So that was. Now the internet, countless source. If you look up for college, university, Library of Michigan, the education department, they've countless resources. You can call them and you get a person. And they will help you. Yeah. And so they will really help you with that. And of course, this is under federal government. They have the printing office in Washington, D.C. have all kinds of materials. Some of them are free, some of them are not. And they even have it where you can send for free things, or where you can get other materials. So that's under federal government. Now for state, anything, if you want to go to, in any county, you can, for Michigan, I'm sure you can do it for other states. Go to Google and type in State of Michigan County Resources and fill in the I think I wrote that in your resources. Fill in the county and you come up with things. You can do that for the state parks, also the national parks, and you get a number of resources and so forth. I know there's one in Wayne where we camp, and it's like $20 for the whole weekend, several days, and it's pretty interesting. And as far as professional organizations, you have these for camping, for different things. But I find that even you go to the agencies, the different agencies, and ask, and they are more than willing to help you, especially when you're working with young people. They are very helpful and so forth. Wrong thing. And your book, in the book it talks about these seminars. And I put that there. Now the main thing here, help on the internet. We're at www.pathfindersonline.org. They have a section that you can go to for any part of the investiture. And if you click on it, leadership help, click on WIKI-LIA, you will come up with this symbol. And I couldn't, on that symbol, page 4 is what you come up with. It shows you each. It shows you that each course, and under those you have exactly how it should be taught. Go through some things, because some things may not be exact what you want to eat for 10 and 12-year-olds. Now the part about the reading under Explorer, it tells them 3 questions, which are very good guidelines for choosing reading material.
What category is that under, just out of curiosity?
Hmm?
What category is that under, just out of curiosity?
What, this?
No, the reading that you're talking about.
That's Explorer.
I mean, in Explorer, what is it?
Oh, that would be spiritual.
Okay.
It's under spiritual. It's where they would talk about, in fact, that's the advanced part of Explorer, where they talk about they give an article. The article is a little bit over their head, but then they have 3. They have 3 things, guidelines that talk about how to choose your reading material. That's one that's going advanced. And since they have so much work to do in the reading part, and I don't know about you, but it was a chore, a real chore getting the kids through that. But then I came across the Bible, and they have the whole Bible on CD. These ones we use on DVD, on DVD. And they can read it, they hear it, and they read it, especially Genesis, Companions. That has 50 chapters, and they have to read the whole book of Genesis. But I found they were coming, oh, can I? And I said, you can come every Sabbath afternoon and listen. And they came, even the groups, and they'd bring their friends and, hey, go hear this. Did you know this? And the reaction was, you think one thing, and they were really interested in it. And some of them would compare. Some of them would take the New King James Version and compare it with the Message Bible. But that's what they had. And they also have this for Matthew, for Acts, and for John. In the DVD, where this movie is the NIV version. So, those things.
So the ones that do visual Bibles, what kind of visuals do they put them with anyway? The ones that do DVDs, what kind of visuals do they put the Bible to anyway?
The DVD and the NIV, that's the whole movie. Now, for the ones that I showed you, the words are there, and they read it to them, and they pronounce a lot of those names and say, oh, that's the way it sounds. And that was it. Now, a number of DVDs, this is where you actually see it. The Keeper of the Flame, that's on our history. And Why Not, that talks about the knots and gives you various things on the knots. And then basic drill, it shows them the stance and how to drill and so forth. And then Pathfinder Strong, that's one that just shows the story of the Pathfinders. Now for the CDs, Pathway to Pioneers. I play that a lot. It goes through, it helps with the the honor, heritage honor, that has, I love it. And Ellen E. White books now, even though they've taken out some of those where they don't have to read sections of great controversy or sections of the Desire of Ages, in the Ranger advanced part, it tells them to read Steps to Christ, and those that have, they found it really interesting is they listen and they write it. Now the Pathfinder Club Fundamentals, that's the one that was listed earlier under Advent Source. So that's it. But I find the Bible, this one with the investiture program, it's good because they can read it, they can listen, they can, and it asks, test their understanding, they can draw, whatever. You know, it brings out, and even when you have the acting out, it's totally, before where it was read. This one, they're more, and let me show you what I've learned. There's some of them have really taken off, and those that, oh, I didn't think they would, they have really taken off and enjoyed the program. And now at the end of this handout we have here, this is, by starting on page 5, they give you a list of books of interest. That's listed under this program, so. And the publisher and the author. Nice to know. Now, I found a lot of the books in stores, and even Sam's Club and other things. You look, and they'll have books on, even in the junior section or the children's section, they'll have books, beetles, mammals, different things. But this is what they have in these programs. Any questions? There's so much on the internet that will help you so very much. And even we had a person, they said, oh, it's a nice day, they took the kids down to the park and they showed them edible plants and all. So different things. There's a lot that church members can help you do. We pass out at the beginning. This Pathfinder year, we're going to do this, 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 and this. Can you help us with any of these? And we have different responses. And it's nice to hear the church, for the kids, is somebody else other than you.
So when you do that, are you just asking the parents of the kids, or do you ask the whole church? What?
Church. Whole church. Not the parents. No. The whole church. That's how we got, this elder said, oh, I'd like to show them how to mark the Bible.
That's brilliant.
How to garden. I'll show them how to fish, even though we don't eat fish, but it was a nice lesson because they learned a spiritual lesson with it. You can't just go out, put it in, pull the fish in, you lose it. This is how, and he's such a beautiful way he did it. No, you ask the whole church. You go out, we're doing, I know you do this woodworking. Yeah, can you help us with this? I know you do gardening, can you?
So is someone sitting on a database of what the different hobbies and interests of church members are then?
Well, once we at the back, that they're willing to help us with, yeah, we set up a little database and then, okay, are you free? And get dates and all. Yeah.
I used to be a youth pastor, and one of the challenges was, there are people in the congregation who have skills that could be valuable, but you don't necessarily know who they are, when they're available, and that manner of thing.
We asked it, Tristan, when are you available, dates and so forth. And the response has been nice. And then they will do it, and they will tell somebody else. And they said, oh, I know, I can do such and so. And so you've got endless resources. All you have to do is open your mouth. Ask. So that's it. Okay, any other questions? Okay, if there's no questions, will you give us a word of prayer to end, sir?
Lord, thank you that we can learn about the resources to help in our ministry of Pathfinders. Help all of us to be able to share your name to all the young people who don't come to it for this ministry. Amen.
One more question. Some of my colleagues are back in the conference that sponsored me to Andrews, have been interested in putting together a resource library for youth and young adult ministry. As a volunteer working in Pathfinders, what kind of resources are useful to you?
Anything on nature, even the sciences, nutrition, even recreational sources like basketball, boating. Just go down the your list of honors. You have tremendous. It was a person that we did bee. We took him to a bee farm. The
beekeeping?
Yeah. Honey, one got stung because he didn't quite put the, but it was a lesson. Yeah, it's endless. That's one thing. Yeah, and I noticed when I go up to Camp Asabo in that store, I got books, Birds in Michigan, and they had the book with not only the birds but the CDs that showed the sound. And
so the camp store carries stuff that helps you interpret what you'll actually see locally.
Yeah. And there's books, Trees in Michigan, Mammals in Michigan. Yep, there's so many things here that you can. It's endless, and on the internet you can find things. And a lot of them you don't even have to pay for. I went on there and I typed in a few things. I said, this is so many things, articles, especially, they don't require now that but earlier in the other program, you had to read so many articles on this thing, so many things, and it was in